the time we tell you we have stories to talk about here in our county 042. And we have been privileged to host a very resourceful person in our county. Yes, Sospeter Obungu Owich, who currently is the organizing secretary, ODM, Kisumu Central. I'm not sure, probably he has resigned because of time. He will of course tell us more about that as we continue to have conversations with him. Currently, he is vying to be the next Kondele MCA, yes, and he has a lot of things to tell us. We will definitely want to listen and see if really he's the best fit for the job. Welcome to our talk show.
Thank you, Daisy.
Obungu Owich. So Sospeter is a very heavy name for people, or is it just me?
It is always not known. So many people, I believe, doesn't know about that name because I don't always use it very regularly.
Okay.
The names that they always get very conversant with is just Obungu Owich.
Obungu Owich.
But my real names are Sospeter Obungu Owich.
The name that will be used on the ballot paper?
The names that will exist at the ballot are Sospeter Obungu Owich. There are three.
Okay. Yeah. Obungu, you want to be the next Kisumu Kondele MCA?
Yes, I call myself the next, the alternative leadership, meaning, as I think currently, the people of Kondele Ward are just waiting to put me into the position.
Amazing, you're so confident about that.
Yes.
And probably that is what is needed in leadership.
Yeah.
Tell me, did you grow up here in Kisumu or you just came from nowhere and now you've moved to Kondele?
I was born and bred in Manyata.
Oh.
So I'm born in Kondele Ward. I started my early childhood education at Manyata Primary. So everything, all my life, every business up to now I've been just doing around Manyata. So that is my home area.
Okay.
We also have some parcel of land, which have some houses, some rental houses. So I'm born Manyata.
So you're a deep state?
So I'm a deep state.
You're a landlord?
So, not really. Not really.
Okay, so Obungu, why Kondele? Why not any other ward?
Okay, I decided to go for Kondele because of the different reasons. First, by the time I was growing in Kondele ward, Kondele, by then it was called Manyata because Kondele ward came out of the Manyata. Out of the Manyata, because by then Manyata A and Manyata B was one, and it was up to Kasule, that is the currently Kolua Central. So when you start from Obunga area, going to Manyata, then up to Manyata B, and Kolua Kasule, that is the currently Kolua Central, that used to be one, and it was called Manyata. So when I started growing around Manyata, then there were a lot of good things that I could see during those periods that I was still a young boy. First, Manyata was a place that was, we had a lot of tarmac roads. We were having several parking centers or parking areas that were left for for children to play. And the street lights were in Kondele during those periods. And Kondele was Manyata was such a nice place to stay and to live in. So when I grew up and I completed my education, then I started thinking about something that I can also give back to my community. Because I said, out of the leadership that has ever been in Kondele Ward, nothing good has ever come out. So I said, if I give myself to the people of Kondele Ward, and with all the hopes and how I believe in myself, then some good things can come out of it.
Speaking of which, you're saying there were some spaces where children could play. Are they still there?
Currently, as we speak, those places were grabbed, and the current leadership has not been able to reclaim them back. So those places, most of them, there are some churches, some people have built their own houses for rentals, and all of them are grabbed. So our children lack places to play.
Which is not a good thing for child development.
Which is not a good thing.
Okay. Kondele is known to be the heart of stoning. Like every election, we all know that the center stage of throwing stone, or you call it a fool or something?
It's called a barrack. Somebody is calling it a barrack. So but Kondele is also, and there is another name, just the way that we put it, the fool. It's referred with several other names.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's even known in the real Europe that Kondele is a hotspot for violence and, of course, a way of communicating when they've been hurt during election. Is there something which can be done, Ama, it is beyond every other person?
To me, Kondele is not just generally bad. The people of Kondele are good and bad. They are good in the sense that when you get closer to them, then you talk to them in such a manner that you feel that they are part of the people in the community. Then they will also invite you, or they'll also give you an audience to talk to them. But the moment you bring things that they don't want, then they'll show you their other side.
It seems like an endorsement site. It's like if you've not been endorsed in Kondele.
Yes, it is historically, because every time that Jacob wants to speak, that is my party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, every time that he wants to communicate to the entire country, then he comes to Kondele, because he believes that Kondele is his bedroom. And us as a people, we say Kondele is Baba's bedroom. So every time Baba comes to Kisumu, then if he doesn't reach Kondele, then we feel that Baba has not come to Kisumu. So Kondele is historically, in the sense that it has got a lot of things that can be associated with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently, the gaps that are in Kondele, are you able to see some with the current leadership?
Okay, currently there are quite a number of issues that I tend to think that if given the opposition as the MCA for Kondele, then I'll be able to fix. One of the problems that I've just checked that is in Kondele ward, and everybody can see, is that we don't have a ward office. Currently, we have a ward office that is rented. It is someone's house. So if given the position as the MCA for Kondele ward, one of the most fundamental things that I will do is to sit down with the stakeholders, to sit down with the entire people of Kondele ward, and we look for a free parcel of land, and then we put up an office. That office that we'll put as a people of Kondele ward, that office will have a resource center, meaning we'll have some computer gadgets to assist our people who wants to go through trainings of computer. Then they get some documentations, meaning that they've gone through the total trainings. Then we'll also have a community hall. That community hall will assist our women groups and youth groups to do their different sets of meetings. Then we'll also have we'll have a community library. Out of that office that we'll have a sort of a place for library that will put our books so that our people who can come and borrow their different sets of ideas will always find it very easy for them.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me something, Obungu.
Before you get to the second one, before you ask me the next question, another very important thing that I've considered as a problem in Kondele ward, I have what we call my commitment with the people of Kondele, meaning I have a 10-point agenda with the people of Kondele ward if they give me this opportunity.
Okay.
So I'm only worried that time will not allow me to explain all of them. But I've just said one, that is putting up an office. Second, currently the evolution was all about transfer of resources and powers. So currently we know that in Kisumu County, the evolution has already been devolved up to the system whereby we have the village administrators. But the problem that we have in Kondele ward is that we have the village administrators, but they lack the officers. So I'm saying very openly that when I get the position as the MC, then I will also sit down with the stakeholders, and we see to it that the village administrators get officers. The village administrator for Kondele East and from Kondele West, we must put up a decent officers that they can discharge the functions and the mandate of those officers. During bursary period, I will make sure that bursary forms are distributed in the offices, and that is the real meaning of devolution. For Kondele East, they'll get them at the Kondele East office, village administrator's office, and for Kondele West, they'll also get them at the Kondele West village administrator's office, and that is the real essence of devolution. Because when you center everything, then that devolution is not there. Currently, the two village administrators and the ward administrator for Kondele are sitting in one office, and they are not sitting in their different villages that they are supposed to be sitting. So to me, that is not evolution. That is killing the spirit of evolution. So we must realize the spirit of evolution and the latter by putting those village administrators in their various units that they're supposed to be. Yeah, and lastly, because I will not be able to talk about 10, but I just want to say what is killing the evolution is oversight. Oversight in the sense that the most fundamental roles of an MCA are three. First is legislation, two is representation, and three is oversight. So in legislation, I will make sure that when given the opportunity as the MCA, currently we have a Kondele marketplace, market space, but it is not a gazetted center or market center. If given the opportunity, because I've checked and I've even talked to the market traders at Kondele, and they've told me, Obungu, we don't want to get out of this place because this is a market center and it attracts several other people. So it helps us to get our day-to-day bread. So we still want to be here. So if given the opportunity, Daisy, what I'll do mostly, I'll make sure that I talk to the governor. I engage the governor. I engage the national government officials and that even the MCO, the MP of the area. Then we put our ideas together in a way that we can organize for a gazettement of Kondele, a market space. The same way Mheshimiwa Adui and the governor and the people from Market in the Money did made their local arrangement to have Maendeleo as a market. So we'll also have Kondele as a market space whereby we'll put our containers to encourage the people that are there to do some business. So most importantly, that one will help to boost economic trade and economic way of living for our people that depends from Kondele as a market. And lastly, in terms of oversight, I will make sure that I form a committee in my ward, if given the mandate. I will form a committee in my ward, and that committee will involve different stakeholders. One, we will involve the CSOs, civil society organizations, we'll bring the religious leaders, we'll bring border, we'll bring the farmers, the professionals, we'll bring every sort of people that really lives within Kondele ward. Whereby that committee, I will refer to it as a project implementation committee. That committee will help me in discharging my oversight role as an MCA by checking into the areas, helping me to provide checks and balances for the executive. That is for the county government, to ensure that every project that is budgeted for is implemented according to what is written in the DQ and how it's supposed to be done.
Okay. Thank you very much for that. Drinking water from Dynasty. I'm there. Of course, this has been produced here in Kisumu, and we encourage us to buy local, and so we get local solutions to our local problems. It's hot here in Kisumu, and of course, we need something to quench our thirst. Dynasty water is the water to drink. You will see their contacts in your screen so that you can be able to place your order. Of course, they have for corporates, they have for events, they have for figure out. Yeah, that is it. So Obungu Owich,
Yeah.
there's this part of resignation.
Yeah.
You're still the organizing secretary for ODM?
Yes, currently I'm the Kisumu Central Organizing Secretary for the ODM party.
But you're lying. I thought, I didn't get it right. Are you not supposed to resign?
Okay, we've been given a directive by the party that all of us that are getting for this position, we're supposed to resign by 15 February. So still there is time. But I may resign before that.
Okay.
So I'm still within the time frame.
Of resigning.
So there is nothing wrong. But I want to tell the general public that mine is a problem. I'm not going for the MC's position because I tend to think that it is a position to make money. I'm going for this because the people of Kondele Ward have said that they want me to represent them because currently as we speak, they've been disappointed by the current leadership. Nothing good has come out of it, so they've told me that you go for this position. We are going to make sure that we elect you as our MC. So as for resignation for the organizing secretary, that is just a minor thing. I will just do it at an appropriate time.
Now, speaking of resignation, we've understood that. Now, another thing that we need to know, how is the ground for youths? You are youth. How is it?
Yes, I'm a youth. But youths are very frustrated lot because there is nothing good that they've gotten out of the current leadership. And even if we talk in general, there is nothing that they've gotten out of it. As youths of this county, and I tend to think that if I'm given the opportunity, the most important thing that I'll do is to organize for a youth conference youth conference whereby I will involve different stakeholders. The first stakeholder the first stakeholder that I involve is a youth affairs, that is Ministry of Youth Affairs, from the national government and even from the county department. Then I'll bring them together through a consultative meeting. I call it Vijana Kikao, whereby we'll be discussing matters pertaining to the youth affairs. Mostly, matters pertaining to youth have always been below the table. And I wish, if I'm given this opportunity, then youth agendas and their matters will be discussed at the table. They'll not just be in the menu, and they'll not just be on the menu, and they're not discussed on top of the table. No. So they must be on the table.
Sorry to cut you. Currently in your field, do you have safe space to buy? Ama you feel there's some people who have so much power over the others? Have you been given a safe space? Have you experienced any hostility, or you very much okay with the ground?
Okay, just to inform you, this is not my first attempt. I tried going for this position in 2017, and fortunately enough, I became number 2 out of the current MCA, that is Joachim Mukej. I was his number 2 in the last elections, that was 2017 elections. As we speak currently, I'm also going for this position, and I want to say that my opponent, who is the current MCA, I've just seen that he's just developed some fear. Now, yesterday at my campaign center, because I've already opened a campaign center, yesterday at my campaign center, that is the Obungu Owich campaign center, at around Manetta Primary, I was meeting women as usual, because women always come to my campaign center to ask for different they have different problems that they want or they wish to be assisted through. So yesterday they came at my campaign center, and as we were as I was trying to address their issues, then I just saw some bulls who were sent by Swagga. And I know them, I can call them by name, but I don't want to do that as we speak. So Swagga sent them, and when they came, they attacked me together with the women there. And one of the good things is that the people have started rejecting Swagga in its way and in its totality. So they came in their large numbers, then these goons ran away. So I want just to tell you that I've just seen that Kondele ward as we speak. My fear is that we will not have free and fair elections. That is one. Two, another thing, Swagga started practicing militancy. But I want to tell you, and I want to dare you, that you just come at the ballot. I'm going to defeat you at the ballot, and please get prepared to concede defeat. And this thing is not about war, because it is not about you, it is not about me, it is about our people. Elections is about the next generation. But when you want to bring organism around you, then it means that you doesn't care about the next generations. All that you are interested in is to kill people and to use them, and then you dump them. But as for me, I'm not a politician, but I'm a servant leader. And what I think all through and through is that I should fight for the next generations that should be coming after me, not next generation.
Owing to my profession, I'm not a judge. I'm not going to touch on that because I don't know what's Swagga plan. I don't know what Obungu Owich felt. But moving on swiftly, Obungu Owich I've seen, is it Red Battalion? Or is it?
It's called Red Beret Movement.
Red Beret Movement. Yes. Are you people forming a party, or what is the intention of the group?
Red Beret Movement is not a political party, currently as we speak. Red Beret Movement is a lobby group, and a lobby group that has got an intended purpose. And its intended purpose is to mobilize the young people, the women, to come and support the good leadership that Raila Amolo Odinga has always fought for. You know, Jacob fought for the first liberation. He's been going through, and he fought for the second liberation. Currently, as we speak, this is the third liberation. And we all want to be in leadership. And leadership meaning that when Jacob become the 5th president, then all of us shall have been in leadership, meaning we will get all that entails with the good leadership. So as a people, as young people, I'm the commander of the Red Beret movement, meaning I'm the leader of that Red Beret movement. So our identity is the red beret. That is why it is called Red Beret. And we also have other regalia, our other attires that we always dress when we get to the field. All that we do mostly, this is not a militia group, this is not anything related to the military. This is not a paramilitary group. These are just people that have just come together, and most importantly, they are young, progressive, vibrant, vision-oriented youth and women, and they've come together without anything, just to support and campaign for Raila Amolo Odinga's presidency. And we are going to adopt polling stations, different polling stations, to ensure that at the end of it all, our votes are counted, and the meaning of the meaning of elections is achieved or realized. Some of the good things that the Red Beret movement have been doing. One, we engage ourselves in the voter mobilization process, of which I can tell you boldly that as Kisumu Central, we registered quite a number of votes, and as Kisumu Central, we are happy with the process and the way we did it. And we went out of Kisumu Central because we were even gone to Seme, we went to Kisumu West, we went to Nyakach, we went to Moroni, we even went to Nyando. So we traversed most parts of Kisumu and the 35 wards. We even moved. And we intended to do it. We are going to start what we call voter sensitization, because we want to engage our people in the civic education part of it. After getting the votes, then we tell you how to do the process of voting.
That's a very good one. In a yes or no answer, are you being funded? The Red Beret, is it?
Nobody is funding us.
Okay.
As a people, all that our activities, we do them voluntarily. Meaning the young people, those we just contribute anything that we have around us, then we move.
You have bread. Kisumu here, aspirants have bread. You have enough bread to,
I want to
give me a slice?
I want to tell you this. That is a way of intimidating that is a way of intimidating us as young people who wants to aspire to leadership. Leadership is not about money.
But then who wants bread?
Leadership, let me just tell you this. Leadership is not about money. Leadership is an ability just to identify a problem that faces your people. Then you find a way of fixing it. Remember, even you are a leader in your own way. You are a leader in your house, you are a leader in your home, I'm also a leader in my house, and a leader in my home. Now I want to extend the leadership outside now the public. It is me now to engage the public and to put them in a way that it should be. Because this message that leadership is about prayer, that is what I want that culture to get out of our people. The handout.
Okay.
That handout must end.
Let me ask you, Obungu, just in one word, the society. Who is vulnerable to bread?
The youth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you not a youth?
I'm a youth.
Okay. Ask your voters in half a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, half a minute for votes. Kindly, just half a minute.
Thank you very much, the residents and the general people of Kondele. Well, my name is Sospeter Obungu Owich. You know me. I was born and bred in Manyata, and I'm still there. I do business there. I'll just wish to ask you politely. Come 16th April of this month, we are going to have nominations. That is party primaries. I want to ask everybody, the women, the young people, the elderly persons, and the PWDs of Kondele, kindly come out in your large numbers and please vote in Honorable Obungu Owich. Don't vote me because I've asked you to vote for me, but vote me because you think that if you vote me, that vote of yours will count. Vote me to become your MCA for Kondele Ward because you believe in leadership that is progressive, in leadership that is vision oriented, in leadership that is all about the women empowerment, the youth empowerment, and the PWD's empowerment. As for me and my family, I have come out to represent my people of Kondele. And in representation, I will get to every household to listen to your issues. I will have a single office, and I will set dates for seeing my people in those offices. And every kind of problem that pertains to my people, I will make sure that I organize myself together with my office staffs to look into it, how my people's problems are sorted out. Lastly, as for the PWDs, because you also matter in Kondele Ward, I will make sure that if elected as your MCA for Kondele Ward, I will make sure that you have a representative in my office who will look into your matters. Problems pertaining to the PWDs will be mainstreamed, meaning we will have your big issues in our data, and we organize a way on how to empower you, either through tenders or any other way that we will see to it that leadership that is people driven. Obungu Owich, power.
So many songs in Kondele, and you know what I mean, Obungu Owich. At Authentic Europe channel, we must talk matters about peace and tranquility. In half a minute, kindly just punchline on peace so that our Kondele people also practice peace in the coming election.
Uh, uh, in my team, as Honorable Bungowich, I've started organizing for peace forums, whereby we are sensitizing our people that election is not a do or die, and it is not about killing one another. It is about bringing us as a people, and that is why it is provided for in the Constitution. We are given a period of 5 years. After every 5 years, we given that opportunity to elect one that we tend to think that can provide good leadership and do all that has ever has never been done before. So my humble appeal, and this have already started in Red Beret movement. We are for peace, and that is why we started sensitization. In the sensitization process, we are dealing with the youths, we are dealing with the women, we are dealing with elderly persons, and we are dealing with the PWDs, and we are telling them that peace must prevail in Kisumu. After elections, after the nominations, if I win and I don't win, life is still there because my life does not just depend on the elections. So our people of Kondele Ward, they've started accepting that it is not about killing one another. And as for peace, mine is very open, and I wish to admit that before initially the issue of stones has ever been there in Kondele Ward, but currently most of the youths that are there have started coming out very openly and saying that hakuna kurusha mawe. So be convinced that this time round there is no stone throwing in Kondele Ward. Lastly, I have Honorable Bungo Rich Foundation, and my foundation deals with the women, the PWDs, the youths, and the elderly person. So that is also part of a program that I extended to my people for that award. If they give me the opportunity, I will be helping them through that initiative, through the organization. And even if they don't give me the mandate, I'll still be with them to assist the most vulnerable in the society. Thank you.
Bongo which has addressed you people, and now you have a choice to make whether he's the best fit or he has to wait a little or maybe never. It's upon you. Of course, he will come to you on ground and then you will make a sober decision. Just a reminder that this channel is not affiliated to any individual. We invite all the aspirants, including incumbents, so that they can talk about their ambitions and agendas to our county people. Now, we have been privileged and honored to be served water. You know, whoever serves you water really is giving you life. Dynasty Water have already given a solution to our task here in Kisumu County. Look how beautiful the bottle is. And yes, if you have corporate events, you would want to have your water printed for baby shower, meetings, name it, funerals, and what you have, you have an option of calling Dynasty Water. And of course, their contacts are going to run in the screen so that you can give them a ring when you need to be supplied. Remember, also they do refills for home-based people. Thank you very much. Your favorite host, Daisy Otoma, for Authentic Europe channel.